I feel like I'm turning into a tripped out shroom head. Cause whenever she enters the room, I can feel the hormone muzzle flash when her trigger clicks, boom, dead. Forcing my mind to compile a larger list of foods fed, and while my brain's busy, she'll take advantage of his absence. Take my heart and soul away, for he has a chance to comprehend what happened. Sitting down with my better two-thirds, sharing the cigarettes she bootlegged, she'll carefully explain to them that she don't care why y'all think she buys them. And to clarify that the best way to die is to choose just how you're dying, cause you can't go through life telling other people what they're buying. That way she'll win the fight, wielding a double-edged sword, without even trying. Hip on the answer to the question, is it still considered the truth if you're honestly lying? She'll say, that's why I search for the dark clouds, so I can steal the silver lining. She goes on, the only thing more important than time itself is timing. My heart looked at my soul, turned back to her and asked, well, what about love or soulmates? What is in this search that you count on finding? She chuckled, glanced down at her acid boots, looked up with a smile saying, that's such a flaccid view, taking nibbles off the bigger picture as you feel the need to bite of less than you have to chew. Looking for love or a soulmate is like waiting your whole life for someone to name a fountain after you. It doesn't happen to many. Now I don't say this as if to laugh at you, I'm just saying that if you're looking for someone, let them find you. Because if you put yourself out there like that, it leaves ample room to find someone that wants you to be their version of who you are as a person, a plastic you. Like they needed to track someone down for their own ego trips, to be an asshole too. I don't need that, nor do you. She thought cleanly about her wordage, paying attention to the subtle implications of the grammatical structure and exactly how each individual sentence is worded. As if she unconsciously uses her mind to make a chorus and let her mouth shape the verses, making both of our hearts and souls rhetorically ask how much of it's worth it. She took a long drag off her cancerous stick, exhaling to emphasize the next few words she would spit. Looking deeply into my soul, she said, woe to thee who fails to account the value of love and is appreciative of risk. Letting her hand upon my soul's shoulder, accentuating the fear in her eyes of being with someone and still feeling alone as she grows older. The way she said these things, she makes all things worthwhile seem worthless and worthless. I don't mean to sound as if I mean that love don't mean shit to me. I'm trying to tell you, too, that life is kind of like a bird's nest. Not necessarily to mean that I think we should prude more and flirt less. Hold up. It's more like me putting my heart on my sleeve when in fact I'm shirtless. No boundaries set up, thwart off worse stress, built up by worrying about who thought what and what were the precise strings of words said. Let life do its thing, cutie. Love is bound to happen.